So welcome to another episode of our podcast. So beside me we have Eddie Lim, the Chief Agency Officer. So in front of me we have SK Lim, the Chief IC of Hillock Green, and Kelvin Ong, Lead IC of Hillock Green. So Eddie, we know that you have been staying in Bishan for quite some time. So as you know, Lentor Township is part of the Ang Mo Kio planning area. So how do you think it will benefit Ang Mo Kio?
Hi Teresa, thank you for having us on this show itself. Particularly, I love the Bishan Estate and Ang Mo Kio as well because it's a mature township. Everything is within fingers reach. MRT, mall, good food, school. Some of the people stay there are near parents as well. So it's something beautiful to be convenient, near to everything in place. Talking about the Ang Mo Kio Township, I think it's something that people always look forward to because it's in the central area of Singapore, but getting to everywhere is convenient. So this is something, but something exciting is happening over here. Maybe SK can share a little bit more.
Okay, one good thing is since today we are talking about Lentor Township and also that is related to our Hillock Green. Okay, Hillock Green being the new township is part of Ang Mo Kio planning area. So for the longest time, we all know in Ang Mo Kio, Bishan, there wasn't any launches or much launches. Okay, only the recent launches in Ang Mo Kio was Amor Residence, which is now like 99% so. And I remember during the launch of Amor, people there are all crazy over this launch. And this project was sell out so fast. Within months, the project was already sold out. That showed the demand from a mature estate, like the BTO over there. Like what Eddie had touched on, people looking to stay near parents and stuff like this. So with the new Lentor Township, this explains why a lot of people will be moving into or looking into Lentor area.
SK mentioned just now to add on a little bit that Amor is 99% sold, right?
Yes.
With the huge amount of residency in this hinterland in the Ang Mo Kio area, right? There's very, very few private dwelling in this area itself.
Yes.
That's why there's a lot of people that do not know that Lentor is part of Ang Mo Kio enclave because it's mainly a private enclave.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think the privacy and then the demographic of the people there is a bit different. So I think there's something exciting that's going on and Kelvin can share more.
Okay, talking about mature estate in Ang Mo Kio. Okay, last year, right? Okay, last year there was this BTO being launched at Ang Mo Kio called Central Wave. Wow. A 5-room flat alone, right? Actually reached up to close to about 800,000, and that is just a BTO. Okay, and recently, right, was marketing this resale HDB at Block 590A Ang Mo Kio. About 6 years old, HDB 3-room flat alone, right? Last transaction was 710,000, and that was in March 2023.
Really something that's exciting. So many people will feel that 3-room flat 710,000. Why? But I really think that in a mature estate, right, something new comes along, right, is very, very rare. That's why the value always holds very well in this area. If you got something new, people are always excited over it because it's something they want to stay near their parents, or there's a school, there's a child in the primary school going to secondary. They are invested in the area for the next 10 years. So it could be a replacement home itself.
Yeah, true.
This actually shows the demand. In order for a 3-room flat to get transacted at 710,000, that shows that the demand and people are don't mind to pay at this price tag. That's why it's transacted at 710.
Correct. And of course, Ang Mo Kio being a mature estate, right, you get to have all the amenities. Imagine wet markets, hawker center, coffee shops, schools, all within walking distance.
I agree. Then Kelvin shared about the BTO at 800 over 1,000, right? Can we say that the BTO price is a value put on there assessed by the government that is worth that much?
Correct.
And why the government value it to be as such? Because they know what's going to happen in that area.
Yep.
Correct.
So
Nice.
Teresa, I hope we answer your question.
Oh, definitely did. Yeah. So there's also this new term called Pioneer Advantage. So maybe we can share a little bit on what does it mean and what's the difference between Pioneer Advantage and First Movers Advantage.
Nice. I mean, the Pioneer Advantage is quite a relatively new term. It's not often come across. Let me show you why. First Mover Advantage, we all heard it many times. For example, on a development level, if you are the first few owner to buy in, you're the first mover for this condo itself. Or if this condo is one of the first few condo near an MRT, so you have a first mover advantage. But Pioneer Advantage is something that do not come about often. In Singapore, if at the moment, let me think of two places that can be termed Pioneer Advantage. One is Tengah, the other one is Lentor area. But there's a great difference, In the Tengah area, we all know that it's somewhere new. The government have great plans of it. Carless driveway, underground driveway, and then smart homes all around. Yep. But it's zoned mainly for public housing at the moment. You can see the number of BTO going on at EC. Now coming to Lentor. This Pioneer Advantage is different from Lentor. It's a private enclave Pioneer Advantage. It's very, very exciting. If you go to Lentor right now, is not say it's a bare piece of land, but it's somewhere so beautiful waiting for all the goodness to come. Meaning to say, if the government want to plant in an MRT, which is already there, the MRT was not there before, the government have planned way ahead. They always put the infrastructure in place before they put the housing and other things. Next, a mall. The schools are already there. If you notice that now Lentor area is covered by mostly landed enclave, yes. It provides some runway. What do I mean by that? For landed homes, mostly cater for multi-generation living, right? They have kids, or they have aging parents that want to downgrade, or kids that's growing up and future would like to live near their parents. It caters for a demand for future buyers or people who come into this estate right now. So the runway for this, for me, I foresee to be enough 15 to 20 years of good runway in the Lentor estate itself.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Eddie. And also, just looking at this new Lentor township, the government actually released a short plot of land.
Wow.
The first plot of land is Lentor Modern that already been launched. By now, it's 90% sold.
Yep.
Second was Lentor Hill Resident.
Lentor Hill.
I think now it's like above 65% sold.
Yes.
All the 1-2 bedder are mostly fully sold already with very limited choices.
I heard that 1+ study less than 10 units and
Yes.
handful of 2 bedrooms. That's all.
Yes,
All fully
correct.
sold. Wow.
So now we're talking about this new upcoming called Hillock Green. So I would say that Hillock Green being the third plot of land, if you look at it like what you have mentioned about the pioneer advantage, in the whole macro view, not just 12 plot of land, but also if you look into the master plan of Lentor, there is still many reserve land. In near future, I foresee maybe we will have for a new township to come. I won't even be surprised if new school will be there, okay, a hospital, or more planning will be in that area. And not to forget, one key thing is also the Lentor MRT.
Yeah.
The whole planning for Thomson East Coast Line, with so many reserve land along this entire Thomson East Coast Line as well. Yeah.
So do you know that in Lentor, right, it's not only 12 parcel of lands. Okay, we are talking about a brand new township that stretch all the way until Springleaf.
It's exciting.
Right.
Wow.
Even the so-called the forested area behind Cargo Industrial Area, the whole forested area there, they already been zoned for residential.
Wow.
So we are talking about a brand new town stretching from Lentor all the way until Springleaf. So in the brand new township, of course, I'm very, very sure in the future there will be more, there will be new residential, of course. We're talking about new amenities, about new schools, then of course new shopping malls, these sort of things.
I think what Kelvin shared is quite true. A lot of people, when they hear first mover or pioneer advantage, they think about the potential gain that it could come in for future. But then I think of it this way. People who are looking to live there, right? I feel it's so exciting. Why? Imagine it's a new area, right? New things normally attract more of the younger people to come in.
Yes.
So the demographic, the vibrancy of the estate is way different. You will attract everybody of similar frequency to come in to build this township all together, and the government will work hard to provide because it's so easy. The target audience is so clear now. So the government is able to cater exactly to all your needs that you desire.
I totally agree. Yes. Hey, Teresa?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah,
I think she's excited. She may even consider getting a home in Lentor area.
Please contact us.
Yeah.
Give me a call.
I'll give all of your call. Yeah, I think that's very informative. Like, today learn something new like Pioneer Advantage. Yeah. So, since Lentor Township is located in OCR, so what are your thoughts on the upcoming OCR market then?
I think the OCR market form way above 40% of the private residence population itself. So I think that is really somewhere that people looking to upgrade from an HDB is somewhere that should kickstart to look at. Because now with the price gap itself, not everyone at affordability, not everyone will make a very big first move from HDB to CCR. RCR maybe, but more often than so, right, is in the OCR area itself. And now this Lentor area is situated very strategically in between. It may be seen as OCR, but then the convenience is so near to the RCR itself. So I feel the value proposition over here, right, is more than just location. Because it's right in smack in the center of Singapore. From the east and to the west is almost equal distance. So I think it's somewhere that I strongly urge new families to look into, because why? You may never know your workplace or your children's future school. Maybe in the east or west, you're in the center position, you're in equal advantage.
Yeah, I agree.
Lentor, this strategic location, right? Just now I wanted to elaborate a little bit more. It forms like a catchment area. If you go and look at the map of Singapore itself, right? Lentor is positioned as a catchment area for Yishun, Sembawang, even
Woodlands.
some of the Woodlands area people, if they wish to upgrade and not be too far away from the workplace, and even stretches to the Punggol Sengkang area.
Yeah.
So because all these developments itself, there's a lot of upgraders, but they may not be supplied to cater to all of them. And Lentor is sort of a upgrade, not only in terms of from HDB to private, but also in terms of location.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's cordoned off by the CTE area, right?
Yes.
So they across one boundary, and that one boundary can easily save you 30 minutes of traveling time.
Yeah, I agree.
That's why they are so excited to come down, you know.
Correct.
Yeah.
We don't forget about the new Thomson East Coast Line, which is Lentor MRT. So Thomson East Coast Line itself, right, is actually linked from Woodlands North all the way until Changi Airport.
Yes.
So I would say this will be the only MRT line in Singapore, right, that actually give you direct access to Malaysia in the future, and of course to Changi Airport for your holidays.
I think also one thing that keep me thinking, or rather set me thinking, is just now you mentioned about the 3-room flat transacted at 710,000.
Yeah, correct.
I'm not surprised. Probably your client will be looking into Lentor next to upgrade.
Correct. So for HDBs to be, for HDB 3-room flat to be sold at 710,000, I think in the future, right? If they want to upgrade again, Lentor itself will be one of the so-called location nearest for them to choose from.
Yep, correct.
So having said that, right, where do you foresee to be the next property hotspot, and also why?
Wow, the next property hotspot is the $1 million question that everybody's asking. Maybe I can hear from SK first, or where the $1 million hotspot is for you.
I would say one thing is, after hearing first few questions by Teresa, right, I think we somehow will have a clear answer by now already. I would say because there is total 12 plot of land in Lentor. The first 3 plot already been launched already, 4th and 5th as well. I would say moving on probably over the next 2 years, every quarter you will see one launch in Lentor area. So like what Eddie had touched on earlier on, the catchment area. And one thing is, based on our data, we look at, we gather from Lentor Modern, Lentor Hill Residence, this first 2 development. In fact, most of the buyers' address came from Sengkang Punggol, Sembawang, Yishun, Woodlands. And that is exactly what Eddie had touched on the catchment area, where all these people staying at the outskirts, or rather at the end of OCR, that move towards the center, want to upgrade closer to the city. So I would say hotspot-wise, I have no doubt, Hillock Green at Lentor.
I fully second what SK say about that itself. So when we have mentioned all that, right, just one thing that struck me was the exit. So notwithstanding any other things itself, we just use simple logical analysis itself. 12 plot of land, right? We're now at number 3. Can we say that maybe plot number 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 could be 2, 3, or even 4 years after this plot of land? So meaning to say that at the point whereby you receive your TOP, if you manage to get a unit in Hillock Green, if you manage to, when you receive TOP, there could be another launch or 1 or 2 launches happening at that period area. What does it mean? There are people selling. It will draw demand. They will draw eyeball. But then the people that come, right, they will have a choice, either going to the new launch or a newly TOP Hillock Green itself. And if you are thinking about exiting at the point of time, you got a good opportunity and chance.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay,
Correct.
and don't forget, Hillock Green, right? Okay, it's actually one of the child parcel in Lentor area. But Hillock Green is actually the parcel that's nearest to the MRT station and nearest to the shopping mall. So if you miss out Hillock Green, in the future, of course, there will be other developments. But don't forget, they are distant to amenities like shopping center, and MRT will be slightly further away.
And what about the future plot cost, the land cost, and or the developer launching price?
Correct.
Yeah.
So you factor all these higher construction costs, higher GST in the future, right? I'm very, very sure the selling price will be much higher in the future as well.
Yeah. So Hillock Green, last plot closest to the MRT. If you were to miss this, you're going to get a next plot. Probably you're going to pay more and further away from MRT.
Yes, correct.
That's what I'm
Further
hearing
from
from you, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
And in today's market, right, I think most buyers requirement are more or less the same. They want to be near MRT. They want to be near amenities. So I think Hillock Green actually fulfill all these requirements.
Okay.
That's reasonable and fair. So if someone out there is thinking of buying something, do your affordability check. And then these are just some factors that we share to just share with you how we analyze on property itself. So being near MRT and being near a choice MRT, which Thomson East Coast Line, is extremely rare. Because I think the density of the human traffic in the Thomson East Coast Line is not as high as compared to the East-West Line, And definitely the North-South line is more than 20 over years old itself. So it's a new line, new trains. So you get to enjoy the best of everything in this Pioneer Advantage.
Yep.
Wow, so just by these few questions, it's actually very informative, and I believe that we have learned a lot. So maybe time for a summary of our discussion. So 3 main takeaways from this podcast would be Pioneer Advantage, new township, and also it's next to MRT.
Yes.
Yes, correct.
Correct. So up next, I believe I'll be seeing everyone at Hillock Green.
Yep.
Okay, see you
See
at
you,
Hillock
Hillock
Green.
Green.
See you.